Greetings and welcome to Live Your Song, building businesses that make a difference. My name is Sheyenne Kreamer, and yeah, my better half is usually here with me today, but boy, we've been getting busy here lately, and he had some things that he had to take care of this morning. So I'm really happy that I have a special guest with me today so that you don't have to just listen to me. But you know, we do come here every week, and we're all about the idea that we all have I believe totally in my heart, we were all born with a song in our heart to create something special that only we could create. And if we were all creating whatever that something special was, we would right now be experiencing a world that had plenty of health, plenty of wealth, and plenty of peace for everybody. And so take a look around right now and just think about what you're seeing and just understand that that's probably a really good indicator that more of us need to be figuring out how to live our song right now. So that's what we challenge you to think about every week. And whenever we have a special guest with us, it's a great thing because that gives you some ideas on maybe what your song is all about. So this week we are really excited, and I just need to be able to pull up another screen here. Yes, we're really excited to be able to bring to you Miss Angie Ciroli with Green Health First. Angie was educated in chemistry and chemical engineering, which led her through careers in environmental engineering and pharmaceutical sales. Through this journey, she realized her passion for not only preserving our natural resources, but understanding how they help our bodies thrive. With Green Health First, she helps people experience the power of God's gifts of the earth and learn how they support the systems of the body to give more energy, fight more efficiently against sickness, and rest better. Essential oils, the immune system of our plants, simply naturally strengthen ourselves through those therapeutic properties so we can take better care of ourselves and everyone important to us. God gave us the resources needed for healthy living, and we just need to understand how and what to use. 2 cups green tea Hawaii and essential oil products are just some of the tools she uses to identify the right nutrients your body needs to achieve optimal results and health. So welcome, Angie. We're so happy to have you with us today.
Thank you, Sheyenne. I'm so glad to be here. It's my privilege and certainly a wonderful opportunity to be able to share with you all my song,
Yes.
how I live my song, and who I am and what I do.
Absolutely. So what I always love to do with this is I'm a big fan of people's backstories because I think that's part of the challenge is to help more people understand how, you know, the story of our life oftentimes has something to do with what our song is all about. Would you agree that would be true for you?
Absolutely, absolutely. I did not realize the journey God was bringing me on with the experiences and the careers I've had, how that it was going to lead me into entrepreneurship. So
Wow.
absolutely, I think that's
Well,
really important.
tell us more about it. I want to hear. How did you get to Green Health First?
Thank you for asking. So I, as you had read in the bio, my journey started from college into environmental engineering and consulting, and I loved being able to work with and support industry corporations to help them figure out how to positively impact our environment. So in helping them realize, what sort of air quality, what sort of waste streams they were putting out, water, wanted to help them have the tools to ensure those were healthy streams so that we as people living in the environment would still stay healthy as well. What I learned though was that I wasn't really able to have a direct impact with those employers and those corporations with the way consulting is set up. So I moved from there into pharmaceutical sales thinking I was going to have a more direct impact, being able to help healthcare providers have tools to improve and optimize the health of their patients. But what I quickly learned, and we had great training, helping people, learning about the therapeutic properties of the products, but also learning how things work in the body. Great training to help teach that and support that with our healthcare providers. However, the industry just was not set up for that type of consulting. So it was kind of disheartening to learn we're not really being that impactful. And when I learned a little bit about some natural resources and how they could help us, which I knew, different natural nutrition and whole foods are our best resources for our bodies. I just really wanted to move into a different direction because Western medicine is not really set up to or designed to help somebody reach their optimal health. It's really designed more to help them be where they are, which is maybe in many, many cases, as we see around the nation, not the healthiest as far as the status of most people's health. So that's what led me to into entrepreneurship and taking the tools that I have from the training, from the science, and being able to apply that to be able to bring these resources individually through my products and services is how I've gotten to be Green Health First.
Awesome. And I have to ask this question. Did you go looking for these natural tools, or did they somehow find you?
So the Green Tea Hawaii products, the 2 Cups Green Tea Hawaii is the business I started as an LLC here in the Carolinas. And and it is a wonderful product. That's a powder you put in water. That actually came to me from one of my former managers in pharma who had embraced these products because he was and is a bodybuilder, and he absolutely loved the natural benefits of this and how it was designed through the antioxidants and the electrolytes to boost metabolism, support immunity, to give good mental clarity. And so he went into business with the owner, and I was able to help them in their shop to educate and help people experience them and sell the products. So I brought them to North Carolina from Hawaii because we were there living with a military move. My family's been military all my life, and so I do try to seek out opportunities to be able to give back where I can to the military, as well as a lot of different nonprofits. So that found me, and I thought it was going to be a hobby. But as I started in this on this journey of entrepreneurship, my eyes were opened that this is not going to be a hobby. This is going to be your new journey. So wow. And then the essential oils, how did those come about? So I started on the journey with the green tea products, basically partnering with nonprofits and organizations in runs and cycling events and sports events. Being able to have that one-on-one is so important with people, and to help them experience themselves and actually feel a difference. And I was led into the healthcare circuit, and the healthcare circuit is basically corporations and employers who have a health and wellness program, and they want to bring in resources for their employees to be able to experience and learn and hopefully make better choices, because we know that if our employees are not healthy, then they're not productive, and the corporation or the business does not thrive. So it's a great way to invest in employees, and it gives me that, again, that one-on-one to help people learn. And while I was doing the health fairs is when I was introduced to essential oils, and had my huge aha moment on the very first experience, and that was getting actually orange and peppermint And having that to wake me up, to help me get focused, but also to cool me because I was having a hot flash.
Oh,
And that was just a wow for me. In 30 seconds, being able to have the coolness after dealing with hot flashes for many, many years. And so I started to research and to learn more about the therapeutic properties of our plants, and it uncovered how vast our knowledge and our data is out there in our medical world, especially to bring different therapeutic properties for people to again reach that higher level of health, to get to their optimal health. We may, like I did, use something like peppermint to cool, and I actually use it in my water too. It's a great way for athletes to cool down and to energize. But because that product may have other therapeutic properties like antibacterial or antiviral, it can help with cleansing and help with the gut, or digestion. So when you introduce it, it can actually help you in many different ways. And as I started learning more and more about that, I realized this is what I've got to do. This is my passion. I've got to be able to equip and empower so that people make better choices. And when we're able to do that one-on-one, then we are able to help that person realize how simple a change can be to become routine for them to improve. Because we know that if it's not simple, they're not going to incorporate it, right?
mm-hmm.
you gotta make sure that you are finding the benefit pretty quick as you're introducing something, so that people will realize that not only are they getting results and taking steps towards reaching their goals, but that it's helping them in other ways. And so that's what I love to do, is have those aha moments with folks. We actually do have a screening technology called the Zytoscan that helps us helps a person through reading the galvanic responses, the energy levels in the pulse, and it aligns it with other living things. So every living thing has a galvanic response, and so it can give then a report of how imbalanced your body is, and for what's out of balance, it can suggest different products to put in there, so to add into your diet or your everyday routine to help you get back into balance. And that's just a really neat tool to help people see just a couple of different things they can incorporate in that can make a huge difference for them. So
Wow.
I love being able to do that with folks, and I can certainly do that now that we've opened up some with the status of things
Yes.
around the world right now with
Mm-hmm.
virus and stuff. So
Absolutely.
yes, and
That's
so we are
cool.
doing webinars too.
Good,
To
good.
learn.
I had never heard of a tool like that. That sounds really cool, because I know sometimes I think people kind of get stuck in this um, not so good spot of thinking, well, yeah, these oils, they just smell good. But, basically what you're saying is they can actually kind of alter the energy field of the body. Is that a good way to describe it?
Sort of. Many of our plants have so many antioxidants, and a lot of the antioxidants are actually um, in our essential oils. So when we use essential oils, we're actually getting it like we would get nutrition from whole food. And that is when you have essential oils that are derived from whole food and they're not synthetic. But absolutely, it can help with the energy levels because many of our fruits, our citruses have antidepressant properties, and it can help us get rid of those heavy feelings, lift our spirit, and give us that second wind, that energy as well. So build the immunity, and just like I said, help in so many different ways. And we have that with green tea. We have that with our nuts. A lot of different nuts bring great, powerful benefits. So it's just a matter of learning what those are, finding out what we're drawn to, and making a concerted effort to bring more of that into our daily routine to help us reach our health goals.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I do. It is neat how your background, you acquired all this knowledge and then found out you were going to use it in some completely different way. I
Right.
always, I always say, how do you make God laugh? Tell him your plans.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. It's so funny. Because I wouldn't even have thought I would ever be able to do webinars or teach people like this. And I, you know, would never have known how to actually find opportunities and to be able to teach if I hadn't had a territory that I managed as a pharmaceutical rep. You
Yep.
know, if I
Yep.
hadn't had, you know, been charged to actually look and see, well, you know, what providers out there have a certain client base, and, you know, would they be a good fit for whatever this product is designed to do. So,
Mhm.
so that has been huge for helping me to develop into what I am trying to be known as far as Green Health First, as a hopefully life and health coach.
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. Well, and you mentioned earlier about nonprofits, and I know that you've done a lot of work in the nonprofit world. So, how do you help people understand? Because I still think there's too many businesses that don't, small businesses, big corporations can write checks to nonprofits all day long, but small
Mm-hmm.
businesses, I don't think fully understand how we can help in the community. So, are you willing to share some of that in terms of how you're working with different types of nonprofits?
Sure. Well, the way that I first started in my vision and my business plan in working with nonprofits was to bring a fundraising tool. And so with the Green Tea Hawaii products, I would be on site for the event, whether it's a run, a cycling event, a sports tournament, you know, a church event or what have you. I would be on site to be able to educate, help them have experiences, sampling, and then for whatever I sold, I would give a percent back. And sometimes there would be a fee to be, you know, to participate in the event. And, you know, and so we would work out, you know, how we would be able to give more back. But for years, I have participated in MS Bike to help support MS research. And I was able to, from the very beginning, get on one of our teams, Missing Spokes, this is the name of it, and be a virtual rider. So I basically would be able to go to the events and help support them with understanding better nutrition to give them energy, to hydrate, because many of the rides are very long, but then to raise money through that fundraising program to be able to give back.
Wow.
So, and then another way is to be able to, through the health fairs, to do workshops and, you know, maybe have a specific topic that we need to focus on, like stress and anxiety, which is a key one for most businesses and their employees,
Yeah.
or pain management, depending on the, you know, the business. If it's manufacturing, there might be a lot of issues with pain, or any number of topics, but to be able to bring that to the employer to, again, help empower and equip
Mm-hmm.
their employees, so they are wanting to be where they are in the work environment, and they are being productive, but at the same time, you know, still reaching their goal of optimal health.
That's great. That's great. So yeah, I know my experience with oils, you know, you can get some real immediate relief or results of some sort, but then the long-term benefits can really build up and add up as well. So that is totally
Absolutely.
cool.
Yeah. And that's because they work on the cellular level. So they are going to help your body start to, you know, reset, so that you are getting those toxins out. You're getting those things that are inhibiting your reaching that optimal goal. And when you're using them more routinely, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I'm curious. So you've been at this for a while now. I'm just curious, do you have any big visions about how you'd like to be able to expand what you're doing?
I do. I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Okay.
Um, and so I don't know if you can see this yet,
It's coming. It's coming.
but
There it is.
my big vision is to, again, my runs and cycling events, I still am so passionate about being involved in those. I have, over the last couple of years, started doing farmers markets and artisans markets. So I will have that opportunity to one-on-one and educate. But then, of course, doing the workshops and the webinars. But I really want to raise up our younger generations to embrace Mother Earth, to preserve our natural resources, which is why I went into environmental in the beginning, And then of course, as I came into this entrepreneurship, those were the two main things: is preserve and empower, that kept coming out to me, and ringing out strongly to me. So, but we want to ensure that they are thriving because of the value that our natural resources bring us, because we know that the first wealth is our health, right? And I also want to just show some how people can reach me, but get this to turn. But I also want to point out and emphasize that, to me, success is fulfilling the complete purpose for which God made you.